Happy Saturday, everyone. Hope you're
Hello.
having a blessed day so far. For those of you who don't know us, I'm Mark. I'm a certified health coach, and this is Teresa. She's a board certified family and nurse practitioner. We're with Total Health and Wellness. We like to talk about hormones, metabolic health, and just about everything in between. Yeah. So tonight we want to talk a little bit about what is metabolic fitness. We talk about metabolic health a lot, but what's metabolic fitness? I don't even know if metabolic fitness is really a thing, but
It's our thing.
it's our thing. I came up with it a while ago. I don't know, probably somebody else did too, but I thought I was like, man, I'm really smart. I came up with this cool term, metabolic fitness. No, it's the term may be a little bit original, but what's behind it is not original. Somebody else came up with it. So we'd like to talk to you guys a little bit about that tonight. So our definition of metabolic fitness is really just using high intensity resistance training to increase your lean muscle mass. Okay. And the effect of that increase in lean muscle mass is metabolic health, which we talk about all the time on this channel and a page. So we're looking really with that lean muscle mass increase. We're looking to increase our resting metabolic rate. And that is, I've mentioned this before on this channel, resting metabolic rate is the calories your body burns every 24 hours just to keep you alive. So our goal with metabolic fitness to affect metabolic health is to put on as much lean muscle as possible. By doing that, we increase our resting metabolic rate, and then the amount of calories that we burn even at rest increases, and that's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. So that's why we really like that.
Yeah.
Also, we probably should talk a little bit about insulin resistance and sensitivity, because when you get into the high intensity resistance training and you increase your lean muscle mass, you force yourself into insulin sensitivity. And that's really important. And I'm just going to ask Teresa here really quick to kind of go into that definition and tell us what's the difference between insulin resistance and insulin sensitivity.
So it's pretty easy. Insulin resistance is what it sounds like. It means your body is resistant to insulin and what it's supposed to be doing. So it's like, when you ask your husband to take the trash out, not mine because he does that, I don't. But after about the fifth time, they don't hear you anymore. So it's the glucose in your cells ignoring insulin's job. So it takes more and more and more to get the job done. And when you're sensitive to it, you spike your glucose, you spike your insulin, and everything goes back to normal, just like it's supposed to. That's the normal way. And it's a little hack that diabetics have known for years, because providers will tell diabetics to go for a walk after you eat. It'll make you insulin sensitive and push the glucose into the cells where it belongs and bring the insulin down. We just think we shouldn't really have insulin. That's our hack.
Yeah, we're trying to just keep our insulin levels as low as possible,
Right.
Control that. That's really what it is at the end of the day. Well, I also think it's important to delineate now, and again, something else we've talked about quite a bit is the difference between exercise and activity. Okay, and we had some of our super sweet followers on YouTube and stuff like that. They were asking us about one of the videos we did. I think it was our last video actually, when we were talking about a little bit about the metabolic fitness thing.
Yeah.
Exercise for our purposes is going to be reaching muscle failure. Is going to be doing something extremely strenuous. Okay, and you're going to achieve muscle failure by doing that strenuous activity, and that's how you affect the change. We'll go into a little bit more detail about that here in a minute.
Yeah.
Versus an activity. An activity is still healthy and it's still important for you to do, like walking. I even walk twice a week. I walk about an hour twice a week. And it's a fantastic time for me. I go out and I get fresh air, I get sunshine, I get my body moving, and I move my lymphatic system. And that's my time I spend with the Lord. So it's one of the areas where I can really clear my mind, and I can focus on those things. Okay. So it's important that we understand the difference between those two. If you're not doing an exercise of some sort that's causing muscle failure, then it's not an exercise. It's an activity. Okay. If that makes sense, hopefully. All right. Did I miss anything on that?
No, but I wanted to say on our last video, and today is another example, because on my days off, like by the time when I get up in the morning, and I don't get up super early, but I'm usually up and going by 9 because I lay in bed and pray and do a little bit like that. But I haven't sat down yet today. I sat down on the ride to the gym and I sat down on the ride home from the gym. Otherwise, I've been cleaning and cooking and mostly cleaning. So I haven't sat down. My legs are tired. My feet are tired. But that was not exercise.
Yeah.
It's activity.
Yeah. There's really two types of high intensity exercise. There's resistance training. There's two types of resistance training that really applies to what we're talking about. One of them is simple. It's going and lifting weights. Okay. It's going and doing, whether you're lifting free weights or you're doing machines, you're doing resistance bands, something where you're actually putting your muscles into a state of failure through moving them and moving heavy objects.
Yeah.
The other one is through sprinting. And last year, I did a little bit of an experiment on myself where all summer last year, I didn't actually lift at all. I did sprints mainly. And I did really well on the sprints, and I still looked good, but it wasn't nearly the same effect as I would have gotten if I had been lifting. I'm pretty much convinced of that now. So I'm going to go back to doing like a hybrid, like I did back in 2019, where I'm going to walk, I'm going to sprint maybe one day a week, and I'm going to do resistance training in the gym a couple days a week.
Yeah.
Right. So, all right. So moving on. So let's talk a little bit. I have to give credit where credit is due here. So our way of doing resistance training is we like to do what's called the SMART workout. Okay. So a SMART workout it stands for slow maximum resistance training, SMART. And it's really what it is a concept known as time under tension. Okay. So time under tension is just moving your muscles as slow as possible while you're going through your range of motion. And you're going to go through you're going to achieve muscle failure when you go through those motions as slow as possible, but you're not counting repetitions, right? That's at the end of the day. And when you reach muscle failure, it has to fall between 30 and 90 seconds. So somewhere in there. So if you can't go 30 seconds on whatever exercise it is you're doing, then the weight is too heavy and you need to decrease the weight. If you're going longer than 90 seconds, then the weight is too light. And so you need to increase your weight. And the way to know the time is you simply, like I just put my cell phone, in fact, neither Teresa or I even use a timer anymore because we know what the timing looks like with us and how far we go at where we're reaching muscle failure at. But an easy way to do it is just to put your cell phone timer on and set that on the floor next to wherever you're working out and keep an eye on it.
Yep.
Or you can set it for 60 or 90 seconds on the alarm and go for there.
Yep.
But again, the goal is muscle failure for every single muscle group that you're hitting. And okay, let me back up a little bit because I'm getting ahead of myself. I need to mention SMART training is actually was developed by Dr. Ben Bocchiccio. Okay. Super cool guy. He's at all the LowCarb USA conferences. And I've got a link to his book if you guys are interested in it. But this is his book, 15 Minutes to Fitness. And I love this book. It goes into examples of the exercises, why we do the exercises, the physiology behind the exercises, all the local and global effects that the exercises have. And it even has like meal plans in the back. And of course, they tend to be more of the low carb, ketogenic type meal plans. But fantastic book. It looks like a personal training guide. It's a lot more than that. And I went ahead and put a link. And so for those of you who don't know, at the bottom of the description and or the comment section, depending upon which flavor of social media you guys are looking at right now, we'll put a bunch of links in there. Okay. So we'll have links to our website, our social media pages, things that we talk about during our videos that we do. So like, for instance, I put a link to this book on Amazon. We have no financial affiliation. We don't make any money off of it. I'm just trying to help out, so if you guys want to read this book, you can. And you're supporting a really cool guy.
I was going to say, and we are friends with Dr. Ben.
Yes.
Because he's, amazing.
That LowCarb USA network of people and providers is, I can't even put into words how amazing those people are.
Go buy your tickets, lowcarbusa.org for San Diego in August. Can I just say a little bit more about the SMART training? Is you're only hitting, the reason it's 15 minutes is because you're only having to hit 7 muscle groups. So quads, which is the front of your legs, hamstrings, the back of your thighs, and then chest, back, shoulders, biceps, and triceps. Okay, that's it. And one set of each, 30 to 90 seconds. So for instance, maybe I'm getting ahead of you.
You're taking all my thunder away from me right now. You literally stole everything. No, I'm kidding. You didn't steal everything, but we were going to get, so I was getting ready to move. Well, you're not even, I have notes right here.
I don't care about
I'm organized and I have notes sitting right here. And if you just look at the notes, you know what we're going to talk about right here. And they're just to keep us on track. No, but Teresa's right though. So we were going to actually go into next is why we personally do the SMART training. Okay. And so 100%. We love SMART training because of what Teresa just said, and we'll go into that again, but it takes all the excuses out of us. Listen, we go to the gym and we spend between 15 and 20 minutes doing our actual workout. We hit our entire body. We're in and out of there. We get in there and there's people there who have been working out for 15, 20, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and they're still there when we leave and we're out of there, And I want to take the excuses out of working out, and it's so easy to come up with them. So what are those excuses? Okay. Number one is time. Okay. We just addressed that, I think, ad nauseum. Okay.
Yeah.
Number two is that you only have to do one set of each major muscle group to total muscle failure and then you're done.
Yeah.
You signaled your brain that your muscle is not adequate the way it is right now. Okay. And it's got to rebuild bigger, stronger, faster than it is. Okay. So you took that out of the equation, right out of the equation. Okay. The next thing we have to do is, or talk about, is going to be the types of people who can actually do this type of workout. So people who normally couldn't go to the gym and lift weights can actually do it, because you don't have to do it with weights. You can do it, as mentioned, with machines, and you can do it with power bands and whatnot. And I mean, people in wheelchairs, people who are obese and have a hard time moving around, people who are handicapped and have moving around, even wheelchair bound, you can do these exercises in your wheelchair. As long as you have a band that provides resistance and you can anchor that band at a certain location, you can do this. Okay. Did you want to add something to that? No. Okay. So anyway, yeah, so that's kind of where we are. I also add in, my workouts take a little longer than Teresa, because I also do abs and I also do calves. So my workouts probably take 20 minutes. And but if I'm going really fast, I can still do it in 15. It just depends on the day.
I did calves today.
Teresa added in calves today. That's fantastic. So, all right.
Yay!
I am so out of sorts right now. Like, you got me all out of out of order and everything. So we are going to be doing videos to provide examples for you guys. The intention tonight was just to talk to you about what smart training is, why we like it, and we have some more to talk about here. But I want to let you guys know that we will be doing videos. I probably will do a video here in like the kitchen, just doing the power bands to kind of show you guys the exercises so you can get the idea. And then I'll definitely have Teresa follow me around at the gym while I do a workout on machines, and you guys will be able to see every single machine. We'll just take you through the workout. So it'll be a 15 to 20 minute video, but there's so much information. I don't want to talk a bunch on the video, and I wanted to just show the workout. So we wanted to break it up into a couple of segments here. So this first one is really just talking about it. All right. What, did I miss anything?
Just a reminder to talk to the hot guy at the gym, because I'm wearing my Clearwater YMCA shirt I pulled out the bottom. That's where we met about 33 years ago. So talk to the guy at the gym.
Wow. It's been a minute.
The best years of your life.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say. The best minute of my life. All right, guys. So, all right. With all that being said, how do you know that the strength training is working and you're actually building muscle? Did you want to talk a little bit about some of that?
Well, so one good thing is that we in the office have an InBody. So if you're local, we charge $25 if you're not a patient. But we're also added that to the description in links that you can go to InBody website and find providers near you. And then you can just see where your muscle mass started and your BMI and your visceral fat and how it improves and visceral fat decreases. You can keep an eye on it.
Yeah. The InBody provides a report, and the report will actually show you like what your resting metabolic rate is. And I recommend you do one of these at baseline. So do it right before you start actually going into a weightlifting program or resistance training program, Then you do one about every 2 or 3 months. Chasing it more than that, you're not going to see a huge difference. No. But on that, you can see your percentage of body fat. So you should see that start to come down. You should see your resting metabolic rate, which is that calorie number that shows you how many calories you burn every 24 hours. That should increase.
Yes.
You should see higher lean muscle, lower body fat. I think I mentioned that. And then another thing that people like Teresa like to do is they like doing a lot of tests. She's like a vampire. She loves taking blood from people. Like it's crazy. But you can actually follow up on this. And so you can see improved insulin sensitivity by doing tests like fasting insulin, fasting glucose. And after a while, even the hemoglobin A1C should start to trend better from this.
For sure.
Yeah.
You can look in the mirror when you're getting dressed in the morning. Yeah. Women putting their bra on, you can see the shoulder striations. You can see bicep muscles. You can see your body changing. Your clothes will fit differently. I mean, you'll be able to know. Plus, if you are working to failure with time under tension, there's nothing that you can do except build muscle. Yeah. So, and add testosterone in there, and wow.
That's it. Right on. All right. Well, did you have anything else you wanted to touch on?
Nope. Someone just said, just ordered the book. Yay.
Oh, nice.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you guys are supporting him if you order the book. So that's great.
I did want to say that we did do a video in our old garage in January of 2020. I just reshared it February 26th. So if you want to go back on, not for YouTube, but on Facebook to 2/26, you can watch the video again. There's snow in the background, January.
We're in our garage, so the snow wasn't getting in, but we were doing. It was cold out there. Yeah. So, and for those of you who didn't know, we're on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. So there's something for everybody there, hopefully.
Yeah.
But
I would not let the gym scare you. And like Mark was saying, you could always start with the bands at your house. But I would not let the gym scare you. Just find the right one. Maybe you don't need to go to a bodybuilding one that's 95% men that are training for a bodybuilding competition, if you're a female. But like we go to Anytime Fitness in Nixa, and it's fine. It's great. They have a lot of machines, a lot of options. So just don't let that scare you.
Yeah, and the other thing is, guys, is keep it simple. The same
Yes.
thing with the metabolic health side and the eating. Keep it simple. Just eat, meats and cheeses and and things like that. Stay away from carbs and sugars. Don't overcomplicate it and worry about too much about counting calories, things like that, or macros. The same thing with this. It's keep it. I'm from the Army, so we keep it simple, stupid, the KISS principle, and that's really what this is. It doesn't. You don't have to overthink it. We're going to be offering personal training, which is metabolic fitness training, in our office here in the not too distant future. When we do that, if you guys or anybody who decides to come on as a client of mine, you're going to see how ridiculously easy this is. Not easy in that how much work you have to put in. That part's hard, but I mean, it's easy with regards to the principles behind it.
Yeah.
And my goal is going to be to get you guys in, get you trained, and get you out. You don't need to be relying on a health coach or a personal trainer. Right. That's just not the goal of that here. Yeah. You should be able to do it on your own and keep it simple.
And if you did try this, I was surprised when we first started doing it. So like biceps, for example, I can really only get about 2 bicep curls in 30 seconds because you're going so slow. So it's really probably, 3 max if I'm doing free weights, a little bit more on the machines, but it's not that much. Like you're not doing a whole bunch of reps.
Yeah.
You're just doing to 30 to 60 seconds is where I shoot for.
Because you're going so slow, you're typically going to do a lot less weight than you usually do, and a lot less repetitions. And that brings up another really good point, is injuries. Okay. Mm-hmm. So why it's so safe for people, when I talked about geriatric patients, so older people, bariatric patient, kids, pediatrics, young kids, it's very difficult to hurt yourself doing this type of workout because it's such a slow movement. Yeah. There's no herky jerky. Your form when you're going slow tends to be very good. Yeah. And especially if you're trained properly, if you're doing it right. So that's another big deal for this type of training.
And it makes me giggle when we're at the gym because I am on the machines, like leg curl machines, extensions, and I'm going very slow. And people around me are doing their 10, resting, doing their second set of 10. They're going really fast. And we saw Dr. Ben in San Diego.
The first time.
He's older. He's in his probably early 80s now.
Yeah, he's getting up there, isn't he?
Yeah, and we saw him in the hotel gym, and I kind of thought, oh, he's older and he's just going really slow, and he's,
First time we ever saw the guy, didn't even know who he was. He was just in the gym. He's just going through these really slow movements on the machines, taking his time, going machine to machine. I'm like, what is this guy doing? This guy, now here I am, I'm doing it, So anyway, all right, guys. So, well, did you have anything else? No. All right. Well, as always, hey, if you haven't already done so, please comment. Also, share any suggestions you have as far as what you want us to talk about. We want to do featured questions, so we need questions from you guys so we can actually talk about those during our videos. Yeah. So send us those. Smash the like, subscribe, emoji, happy smiley face, do a comment, whatever. We love you all. God bless you. See you next time. Don't forget, food matters.
Bye.
Bye.